Oh my gosh, what a cuck.
And we're going to fucking Kansas, UFC Kansas City. These are my predictions. Let's get right into it. Make sure you guys like and sub. Tell me your predictions down in the comments below. BXG. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. So, starting with Joselyne Edwards versus... What the fuck was it? Why did I just start singing my... Chelsea Chandler, Joselyne Edwards. You know something, man? You want to know something? I'm going to go with... How do you predict this? Like, it's women's MMA. We have to keep that, like, in mind. Click. Why is it not clicking? Okay. Edwards is coming off of a win. She's 14-6. She has 6 wins by knockout. Holy shit, this takes forever. Chelsea Chandler, on the other hand, bottom ranked, coming off of a loss. Last fought in August, so she must be getting paid good. 2 knockouts, man. I'm going to go with Joselyne Edwards via a really, really, really boring women's fight. Though, to be fair, the women's fights have been good recently. But I'm going to go Joselyne Edwards. So, yeah, decision. Roberto Romero versus Timmy Cuamba. I'm pretty sure Roberto Romero was supposed to fight somebody else, right? But Timmy Cuamba last fought in June. It's almost been a year. Since his last fight. 4 knockouts, 8 fights. Well, 11 fights, but 8 wins. Roberto Romero, one of the worst hairlines in the sport. I mean, if he had a better haircut, like, what is this hair? Oh my god, it's like he like purposefully made it. He's coming off of the loss to David Onama. I remember that fight being alright, you know. Roberto Romero, El Charro. Wait, I can't say that. I can't say that last part. I know it's Spanish, but I can't say that. Just, if you can... I'm going to go with Roberto Romero, I guess. I don't know. I mean, like, decent striker, decent on the ground. I think he'll be able to... He's a good enough striker, I think, to win this via decision, though. I can't see him finishing Timmy Cuamba, but I could see it being a good decision. Maybe a close decision for him. Maybe like a 2-1. Close decision, one of those. Maybe a robbery. Maybe he wins via robbery. I don't know. But he'll win this fight. Polyana Viana versus Jaqueline what her name is. Amorim is coming off of a win against Vanessa Demopoulos. She's relatively active, which I like to see. She's 9-1, so she has a good record. 2 knockouts, but obviously she's a submission specialist, so she has 7 subs with 8 first-round finishes. Pretty good record for a women's fighter. Polyana Viana, ever since Pereira freaking rearranged her guts, she's 13-7, not good. You know, 5 by knockout, 8 by sub, 12 first-round finishes. That's impressive, but 13-7, I think she's on a bit of a losing skid. I mean, she lost to Yasmin Lucindo. She lost to Julia Robertson. Is that her name, Julia Robertson? What's her name? No, not Julia Robertson. Isn't that an actress? Jillian Robertson, I think is her name. And, yeah, man, her last one was all the way back in 2022, guys. She's pretty inactive as well. She fights once a year, seemingly. Yeah, she's very inactive. Wow, even look, I didn't even realize. Her last fight was January 20th. Unless this thing is wrong, her last fight was January 20th of last year. I'm going to go... she's not in the game. I'm going to go with Jaqueline Amorim via probably first-round sub. I'm actually pretty confident in this pick. Obviously, Viana is the underdog. She should be. Like, she literally... Her last fight was in January. She's coming off of 2 losses. I think Jaqueline's record is more impressive, you know? Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy pick for me. I'll go Jaqueline Amorim, first or second round arm bar, maybe a guillotine, who knows, some sort of sub off her back. She's pretty good off her back paws, so Malcolm Wellmaker versus Cameron Saaimon. Our boy Cameron Saaimon is back. You know, we're not going to get to see DDP fight, unfortunately, because he's injured. But Cameron Saimon's going to hold it down for us. I'm going to go with Cameron Saaimon. He's been gone for a while. He lost to Peyton Talbot. But the loss to Peyton Talbot was not... He didn't get flatline KO'd by Peyton Talbot. You know, that was the last time we saw him in the octagon. He didn't get flatline KO'd by Peyton Talbot. It was a domination. He got his ass beat, got dropped a couple times, but he really stood in there, and it was pretty impressive. Ref did end up stopping. Obviously, he did protest while he had blood all over him, and he was like, "What? I was still in it." He's tough. Very tough, has a great chin. I think he has decent power. He's really good on the ground. Wellmaker obviously is the new guy. Not much to say about him. 4 wins by knockout. He's 8-0. 4 wins by knockout, 2 subs. He looks like a YN. I'm going to go Cameron Saaimon, though. I just think I trust Cameron Saaimon more. I think his grappling is good enough to stop Wellmaker. I think his striking is decent enough to not get caught. And even if he does get caught, he has a good chin. I'll go Cameron Saaimon via decision, maybe. Potentially even a late round 3. Maybe not a late round 3, but like some sort of round 3 sub. Maybe late round 2, early round 3, maybe. But I'll probably just say Cameron Saaimon, 2-1 decision. Maybe he loses the first round. But yeah, he has more experience. Just I trust Cameron Saaimon more. Wellmaker, though, you know, he's isn't he like a part-time something? Doesn't he like work outside the UFC? But yeah, I'm still gonna go Cameron Saaimon though via pride decision. Damon Blackshear versus Chinese guy number 5. So Damon Blackshear versus Chinese guy number 5. This is actually a pretty decent fight. I believe both guys are coming off of wins. Damon Blackshear is 11 subs. Wow. I didn't know that. Only 2 wins by knockout, 11 submissions. He just beat Cody Stamen in November, so he's pretty active. I like that. I always like to see fighters active because it shows me, you know, that their head is in it. Like Polyana Viana, for example, we spoke about earlier. Last fight was in January of last year. She's probably not focused. But anyways, this guy's last fight was in May. He's also coming off of a win. Did he win via? He won via decision. He lost to Gutierrez, decision. He got a KO in April of 2022. You know, that looks like, why does that look like Ronaldo Rodriguez? I know it's not. It looks like him. The Mongolian Knight. That's a pretty cool nickname, though. The Mongolian Knight. I'm going to go with Damon Blackshear via probably second round submission. Better grappling. Decent enough on the feet. Yeah, I'm going to go Damon Blackshear. Maybe, yeah, I'll go Damon. I don't know. I think he'll get his back and sub him. I mean, he's coming off of a submission win last year against Cody Stamen in the first round. He did lose to Jackson. He lost to Mario Batista, but then he subbed Johnson. And like a lot of subs. Well, he got a KO. Damn. Basharat he lost to. I mean, he's kind of a win-win, lose-one kind of guy, but so is his opponent. So I'll just trust Damon Blackshear a little bit more experience. Good subs. He himself is not going to get subbed. I can't see him getting finished either on the feet. You never know, but I'll go Damon Blackshear, maybe submission, or I'll go maybe a second round sub. First or second round sub off of his back, or maybe he gets like a rear naked choke, or it's just a bit of a decision where he out-grapples his opponent. I can't say his name, the Chinese guy number 5. But yeah. Do you want chicken with that? Or okay. Chris Gutierrez versus John Castaneda. I didn't know this was on this card. Was this added? I know this was supposed to be on... Was this supposed to be on the Mexico card, I want to say? I think originally I went with Gutierrez when that was first announced, funny enough. I think so. Chris Gutierrez. I mean, let me see John Castaneda. Did he end up fighting? I think I'm still gonna go. Yeah, he lost to Daniel Marcos. I'm gonna go Chris Gutierrez. His nickname is Sexy Mexi. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna go Chris Gutierrez. He's more technical. I think he's boring. He can have boring fights. He's a bit boring, unfortunately, but he's technical and he's good enough to stay at range, and his chin's pretty decent. He took good shots from him. I want to say it was Pedro Munoz. Who he took somewhat. Was it Pedro Munoz or was it? He has a good chin. Who cares, right? He's Mexican. Well, I'm pretty sure he is. That's pretty racist if he's not, but he has a good chin, technical, good striker, good boxing, decent low kicks. Yeah, I'll go Chris Gutierrez, boring, 30-27. Castaneda's he's good, but he's a bit one note. Gutierrez is also one note, but he's also just that good enough, in my opinion. Evan Elder versus Gage Young. The most white guy name ever. Gage Young. He's making his debut. What the fuck? His nickname is G Money. G Money Gage Young. What the fuck? He's 9-2. 6 wins by knockout, 1 sub, 5 first round finishes. G Money, man. What? All right. Evan Elder coming off of a win against is that Darius Flowers, I want to say, or is that racist? Oh, he's coming off of 2 wins. Then he lost 2 before that. Sidikov, he's kind of shit. He's not shit, but Parson, Sidikov, those aren't bad people to lose to, bad names to lose to. Flowers by sub. He beat Flowers by sub, Darius Flowers. He beat Valdez by decision. I mean, I'm going to go Evan Elder. Excuse me. He's on a bit of a winning streak, a 2-fight winning streak. Momentum, experience, good on the ground, good on the feet. Gage Young he's G Money, baby, but no, he's making his debut. I'm pretty sure wasn't Evan Elder supposed to fight that guy that got found as a pedo, was he the Afghanistan fighter? I forgot. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's why Gage Young is stepping in here, so it is what it is. I got Evan Elder, though. Matt, I had Evan Elder against that guy anyways. I thought he was going to win. There's something in my fucking eye. But anyways, Matt Schnell, Jimmy Flick. This is the main event. The people's main event. It's actually the main event of the prelims, funny enough. Matt Schnell is probably better on the feet than Jimmy Flick, but his chin is so cooked, man. His chin is so cooked. I'm going to go Jimmy Flick. Matt Schnell's chin is so cooked. I know Jimmy Flick has been finished before, I'm pretty sure, but man, Matt Schnell has no chin. And Jimmy Flick's the greatest fighter of all time, so. No, how do I even predict this fight, right? Because you have you have 2 guys who are pretty shit, pretty shit, let's just say it bluntly. Jimmy Flick is the underdog as well. That's interesting. You would think the guy that's been flatlined in his last 4 fights would be the underdog, not Jimmy Flick, but that's interesting. Why is this easy money, but why is Jimmy Flick the underdog? I don't know. I'm gonna go Jimmy Flick. I don't know why. I don't know how. I'll just go Jimmy Flick. If you're Matt Schnell, you've been finished 3 or 4 times in a row. You're gonna have no confidence on the feet, unless he tries to become like a Khabib. I still think Jimmy Flick is decent enough on the ground to not get held down. I'll go Jimmy Flick. I don't know how do I call this one. This is like the gatekeeper's gatekeeper fight. But I'll go Jimmy Flick by probably this fight could be shit, low-key. I don't know. Matt Schnell's good on the feet, but man, he has no chin. I just can't pick Matt Schnell in 2025. I'm sorry. If he wins and proves me wrong and I get this pick wrong, who cares, right? It's MMA. It's the hardest sport to predict in the world. But moving on. All right, this main card is freaking insane. Ikram, Aliskerov, Andre Muniz. I'm going to go Ikram, Aliskerov. I think Muniz is good. Good power. Good on the ground. But he's been inactive. I'm pretty sure his last fight was in 2023. That's what it says here. 2023. Young Park. The Iron Turtle. I love the Iron Turtle. That's my guy. I'm an Iron Turtle enjoyer. But no, Ikram Aliskerov, obviously we know when his last fight was. It was when Whitaker put his bum ass out cold, which I was so happy when that happened. I wish I was like doing MMA YouTube at that time, because was I? No, I wasn't. I started with the Pereira Khalil Roundtree card. I'm going Ikram Aliskerov. He's decent enough on the feet. He likes to strike, but I think after getting flatline KO'd, you're going to see a grappling heavy Ikram Aliskerov now. His chin is a bit questionable. Like getting flatlined by Robert Whitaker in 2024. Obviously, we're in 2025, but it happened last year. Getting flatlined by Whitaker, modern Robert Whitaker, is kind of a bad look in my opinion. But, and didn't Hamzat Chimaev also knock him out as well? I mean, those aren't bad losses, but it's like Whitaker knocked you out. Ugh, I don't like that. Whitaker's the one that does the chicken dance, you know, but I'm going to go Ikram Aliskerov. I think he's going to use a grappling heavy approach. He's good enough on the feet as well. He can hold his own on the feet. I'd like for Muniz to win, though. It'd be cool, but I'll go Ikram Aliskerov. Ooh, this one's tricky. I'll go Ikram Aliskerov via 30-27, by the way. Like, just a grappling heavy approach, mixing in the striking. Ikram Aliskerov decision. Randy Brown, Nicolas Dalby. This is a really tricky fight to predict. Right? I believe both guys are coming off of losses. Yeah, he lost to Renat Fakretinov. But I thought he won that fight, by the way. Like, dude, his record's pretty... His record, he's 23-5 with one draw. That's actually insane. That's actually a crazy record. What the hell? For a UFC fighter? Obviously, I don't know. Maybe he fought a bunch of cans like Khabib did before the UFC, but Randy Brown lost to Brian Battle. It was close. I mean, he arguably could have won that fight. He beat Dos Santos. He beat Salikov or Muslim Salikov. Oh, he's good. Randy Brown is good. I mean, if you really look at his record, it's like beat Francisco Trinaldo. Lost to JDM via sub. Oh, yeah, because JDM dropped him really bad and then subbed him. Beat Turman, decision. Beat Salikov, first round knockout. Dos Santos, decision. Brian Battle, decision. So he's a bit of a decision merchant, and he has been finished. Now, his chin is not questionable, but he has been finished. But that's JDM, one of the best. And then Brian Battle's very, very good. That's not a bad loss, right? Let's look at Nicolas Dalby's wins. So, loses to Renat Fakretinov. I don't think he lost this fight, right? I believe that's Gabriel Bonfim he beats. Second round knockout. I remember that finish. Beats Muslim Salikov, decision. Alves split. Silva unanimous. Means unanimous. Dude, he's a decision merchant too, low key. Damn. This is a tricky fight because Dalby has a very great chin. He's very good in the pocket. If it becomes a bit of a war back and forth like slugfest, I think I favor him a little bit in that, to be honest. If it becomes if he really puts the pressure on Randy Brown, makes it uncomfortable for Randy. Oh my God, Randy Brown makes it uncomfortable for Randy Brown. I think he can win, you know? But Randy Brown is good. He's got good striking. He's more technical than Dalby, but again, like he's a bit wild at times, and it works in his favor. He's got a good chin. I kind of want to go Nicolas Dalby, and he's the underdog. I don't care about the underdog picks. You guys know that, but damn, this is tricky. This is really tricky. I'll go. It's tough because I could just go Randy Brown. You know what? Fuck it. Who cares? If I get this pick wrong, who's going to care in like 5 years? I'm going to go Nicolas Dalby via second round knockout. I don't care. If I'm going to pick him, I'm going to pick him second round, head kick, KO, knockout. I don't care. I said it. Michel Pereira versus Abus Magomedov. Oof. Two guys with no gas tanks. Pereira, before that, like, if you really want to look at it, right? Michel Pereira, right? Before the Anthony Hernandez fight. So it was Anthony Hernandez he lost to in the fifth round via KO, right? It was stopped because he was just getting beat up. Dude submits Ihor Potieria in the first round. I'm pretty sure he dropped him really bad as well. Dude knocks out Oleksiejczuk. No, he submits Oleksiejczuk in the first round as well. Again, I'm pretty sure he hurt him very bad. Andrei Petroski KOs in the first round. And then I want to say this was at welterweight, I think. So I think the move to middleweight started with the Petroski fight, I want to say. 3 first-round finishes, then he runs into Anthony Hernandez. Anthony Hernandez is a great grappler with great 3 to 5. Well, he has great 3-round cardio and obviously great 5-round cardio. Abus Magomedov does not have great cardio at all. He doesn't have great 1-round cardio. Now, you could say neither does Michel Pereira, but, I mean, he was facing Anthony Hernandez. That's a good, like, to lose to Anthony Hernandez is not something to, like, scoff at or be like, oh, you lost to him? Like, that's a formidable loss. Whereas if you want to look at Abus Magomedov, if it loads. Bruno Ferreira, I'm pretty sure dropped him. I mean, he subbed Bruno Ferreira. I don't even remember that, but Bruno Ferreira, I'm pretty sure dropped him a couple of times, or at least hurt him. I am pretty sure, right? Alves, that was a super boring decision. He lost to Baraujo, so he lost to Kyle Baraujo decision, which is not a good look for Baraujo, in my opinion. He should have finished Abus. Then he got finished by Sean Strickland in the second round, but he literally broke and just gave up. Like, that was one of those where he absolutely just gave up. Like, what just happened? Strickland just hustled him. It wasn't even like, oh, Strickland is really, like, catching him with these crazy shots. It was simply just Strickland has more cardio, and he kind of just crumbled. Anthony Smith style, who we'll get to later. The first round, Michel Pereira is going to unload the clip. I think he's strong enough to not get held down by... but he did get held down by Anthony Hernandez. But I don't think Abus Magomedov is the grappler Anthony Hernandez is, bro. Anthony Hernandez is, bro. I really don't think he has that level of grappling. I'm going to go Michel Pereira. I am. I think I'm going to go Michel Pereira, actually, first round knockout. Yeah. I think he can do it. I think he can knock out Abus Magomedov in the first round. Abus leaves himself open a little bit on the feet as well. That's how he got finished by Strickland. Bruno Ferreira caught him with some shots. He's just not... He's good, but, like, he's, his grappling is good. But Michel Pereira has good jiu-jitsu. I mean, obviously you saw he has a couple of first-round subs. But, he did drop those guys prior, and Abus is hittable. I'm going Michel Pereira, man. Via first-round KO. Maybe even a first round, he drops him really bad, then subs him or something, too. Like he has done to, like, Oleksiejczuk and stuff. But I'm going to go first-round KO. I think he'll explode. Maybe, like, even a flying knee. He'll explode like a flying knee and then a 2 or something and drop Abus and then elbows or hammer fist. Maybe he'll do that stupid backflip he always does. Maybe Abus can survive, but I don't know, man. Michel Pereira is going to be very explosive. I love Michel Pereira. I'm a big fan, so I'm kind of biased here in this pick, but he's also the favorite, which is interesting. That's pretty interesting. I would think Abus would be the favorite, to be honest, especially because he's coming off of a win, a finish as well, a submission finish. But I'm going to go Michel Pereira, first round KO. What the hell? Giga Chikadze versus David Onama. David Onama. I'm actually going to go David Onama. He's been looking good recently. Chikadze is just... I feel bad for Chikadze, man. You know, he's not bad, of course. He's not bad, but Onama's got power. He's decent on the ground. I don't know, what can Giga Chikadze do? You know, he's also one of these guys that, like, he just kind of doesn't, like... I'm going to start glazing DDP real quick. This is what separates, like, fighters like DDP. I feel like guys like Giga Chikadze, like, they kind of just, even if they're losing the fight, they kind of just stick to their plan. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I never see, like, he was losing to Arnold Allen. He didn't go for it at all. He wasn't trying to, or maybe he just couldn't. I know. Obviously, it's a fight. It's easier said than done, but he's very, like, I'm just technical Giga Chikadze, and I'm just kind of like that the whole fight. Even if I'm losing, he makes it close too much. And I think Onama, if any of these two, if it's going to be a close fight, Onama's going to try to take Giga Chikadze's head off, and he's going to try to win. He's hungrier. Chikadze's already coming off of a bunch of losses. Well, not a bunch of losses, but I think he's on, what, a 2 or 3 fight losing streak. I'm going to go with David Onama. By decision, though. I think Chikadze won't get finished. He could, though. Maybe David Onama third round finish, but I'll go with David Onama decision. It's a big jump up, though, right? Like, from fighting a couple of unranked guys to, like, here, number 12 Giga Chikadze is kind of crazy, man. But hey, man, it is what it is. But Nathaniel Wood can't get a ranked fighter, though, right? But he's been unranked, beating guys since like 2015. What the okay. Okay, this is broken, but Anthony Smith versus Zhang Mingyang. I'm trying to get this in frame because, like, why is this? Okay, Anthony Smith, Zhang. Well, you guys know my prediction for this. Like, I'm going with Anthony Smith to lose. No, I'm going with Zhang. I'm going Zhang Mingyang via first round KO, like first minute KO. I'll even say confidently. I'm very confident in this pick, actually. Very, 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 very confident. He's the Chinese Alex Pereira. He's the guy that, like, if you try to order, this is so if you try to order Chinese food, you wouldn't want him behind the counter because you wouldn't even want to. No, in all seriousness, I'm gonna go Zhang Mingyang. Brother, he's pretty good. I don't think any version of Anthony Smith beats Zhang Mingyang. I don't think if this was in 2020 or 2018 or 15 or Zhang Mingyang is just, he's pretty good. He's pretty good, and Anthony Smith is not good. He's the opposite. He's really bad, actually, and I don't know. What do you want me to say? Zhang Mingyang's good. He has a lot of first-round KOs. He has insane power, but he's not one of these guys that has one-punch KOs. He sets up his KOs pretty well. He throws good combinations. He's really going to go forward, man. I just think, what could Anthony Smith do to Zhang Mingyang? The only way Zhang Mingyang could lose is if he gets caught in like a sub. I can't see that. Anthony Smith is already mentally done. He's mentally retired. He's mentally done. You're not going to see a version of Anthony Smith that's like hungry. At least when he subbed, I want to say it was Vitor Petrino, he was like, even though it was delusional, he was like, oh, I might get a title shot if I win one more. And he was a bit hungry, and he was a bit... This version of Anthony Smith, there's no good version of Anthony Smith. You guys know this. But, like, this version of Anthony Smith, the one that's, like, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, he's not winning this fight in any world possible. So, I got Zhang Mingyang, first round KO, first minute. I think he's going to really not respect Anthony Smith. And he's just going to go forward and blah, blah, blah. Or, you know, maybe it starts a bit slow. He catches Smith with something. Then he's like, oh, shit, let me just go forward. And then he has Smith against the cage. Boom, boom, boom. Smith crumbles, fetal position. It's going to be every Anthony Smith fight ever, except this guy has serious power. This ain't, well, Dominic Reyes has power too, obviously, as you just saw in his last fight, but I don't know, man. I got Zhang Mingyang pretty comfortably. Like, I don't even know what are the odds on this fight, man. Why does this shit have to be glitched? It just says 0-4. Oh, okay, I can't see that. Damn, man. Why does it have to be glitched? But it is what it is. When I checked the site like 2 days ago, it wasn't glitched. I'm still gonna go with Zhang Mingyang. Look at Anthony Smith's face. But yeah, Zhang Mingyang that's such an easy pick, man. That's such an easy pick. This pick, though. This pick is also easy. I'm going to go with the Carlos Prates. I'm going to go Carlos Prates, whatever his name is, via early second round KO. I'll say early second round KO. Maybe like a mid to late. Maybe. I just think Ian Garry is a good grappler to an extent, right? Like, yeah, he's holding down guys like MVP and Shafkat, but I don't think he still grapples like somebody who just learned how to grapple. And obviously he's young, he's going to improve. I don't know. I just 5 rounds as well. But I think Prates is going to get it done early, but still 5 rounds. Ian Gary's going to want to like, he's not just going to immediately shoot for a takedown. And who's to say he gets it? I think we underestimate the strength of Carlos Prates, and Prates, obviously he's going to be prepared. He's going to be training for Ian Garry to grapple. And plus, the fighting nerds have plot armor. Nah, I'm kidding. But seriously, though, well, yeah, I mean, they don't have plot armor, obviously. Well, they do, but they have a level of composure that, like, no other fighting team or no other fighters, I think, have, other than, like, a select few. Like, maybe like an Ilya Topuria. Who else has, like, good composure? Would I say Holloway? Volk? Volk's a bit jumpy sometimes, There's certain fighters that have, like, really insane composure, and I would say the fighting nerds are at the top of the list. They fight like they've been there before. Like, oh, I've already fought Ian Garry 10 times already. Is how I feel like Carlos Prates is going to fight, and I know that's not the best metric to base this pick off of, but Prates, his power is not MVP's power. His power is not Shafkat's power. I think Prates has a lot more power than those guys, and those guys have great power. Those guys can mix it up pretty well. But Shafkat caught Ian Garry with some shots. One shot in particular, which I've been seeing on freaking Twitter all week. Dude, literally, like, he bounces, and then he lands the most telegraphed right hand I have ever seen. And Ian Garry just, boom, right in his big head. Easy shot. Clean. I just think if Prates lands that, Ian Garry's going out cold and he's never waking up again. No, okay, not never waking up. But he's going out cold, MVP outlanded Ian Garry. I thought he won that fight. I thought MVP won that fight. Hot take. Honestly. He outlanded him. He landed the bigger shots. He landed like, Ian Garry gets tagged every fight, borderline. And obviously, yes, I know he's going to go into this fight a good version of himself, but this is also short notice. Nobody's taking that into account. I know that, like, he's probably been ready for this opportunity and for a fight, but this is short notice. You have to remember that as well. Prates has been in camp, ready for a fight. The only problem is maybe Prates was preparing for a striker in Jeff Neal, so now he might have to kind of prepare for a bit of grappling as well. I don't think it's going to be much of a... I do think Ian Garry is going to want to strike with him, I don't know. I don't think Ian Garry's jiu-jitsu is so insane that, like, he's going to get, as soon as he gets Prates to the ground, he's you don't want to be there with him. It's not like that. He's not that dangerous. And maybe he can become that dangerous, but I don't think there's enough time in between the Shavkat fight till now to where it's like, well, he's improved so much. And Prates himself is also going to be training, grappling, improving. Look at what Gene Silva just did. A lot of you guys, including myself, did not think Gene Silva had that level of grappling, and look what he just did. So the fighting nerds clearly train all aspects. Yes, these guys are knockout artists, but they clearly are good at every single aspect. And there is something to be said about the way these guys fight. They're just so calm, so composed. I just think that in front of Ian Garry, he's not going to be... He's just... Like, Prates... Ian Garry gets hit every single fight. Let me just break it down simply. Ian Garry gets hit every single fight he's ever fucking fought in the UFC. He got dropped by Song Kanan. Carlos Prates has knocked out his last 4 opponents clean, flatline KO'd. First guy to ever KO Li Jingliang. Flatline KO'd Neil Magny. Flatline KO'd. Like he's dead. Like they gotta wake him up with smelling salt. Like flatline KO. Not, TKO. Ian Garry could not do that to Neil Magny. How shit is Ian Garry? Carlos Prates did that in 1 round. Ian Garry had 3 rounds. He couldn't do that. Oh, but he beat, what's his name? D-Rod. What's his name? Derek Rodriguez? I don't know what his name is. Carlos Prates, I got Carlos Prates, man. He's the underdog somehow as well. How? I think I'm pretty confident in this pick, It's simple, man. I mean, he's got good low kicks. So does Ian Garry, but Prates has good distance management. He knows how to keep range, but he also works the body. He's not a headhunter, even though Ian Garry has a big pea head. It's not even a pea head. It's like look at his head. He's got like a bobblehead. He's so freaking annoying. His punchable face. I really think he's going to KO Ian Garry. I know Gary's going to grapple with him. Prates is a strong guy. He's a strong enough guy. I don't think the cardio is going to come into play. Oh, he smokes 10 cigarettes a day. I don't think that's going to come into play. I really don't. I think he gets him out of there in the early second round. I think he pause. I was about to say he busts him up round 1, and I think round 2 he's going to finish him. He's going to knock him out. Oh, that sounded... I think he's going to knock him out round 2. Probably with a left hook. Maybe a 2 coming in. Maybe like in the clinch as well. He's pretty nasty. He's good in the clinch. I think he's going to be good enough on the ground, honestly. I think people really just... Obviously, we haven't seen him fully tested on the ground, but neither was Gene Silva. I know that's not the best metric because they're different fighters, but they're all in the same gym. They all train the same things to an extent. I trust Carlos Prates, man. So that's my pick. Round 2 KO. I could see it either being a flat line or just a bit of he drops him and then TKOs him. That's about it. Those are my picks. Those are my predictions. Let me know your predictions in the comments below. This is a great card, to be honest. I'm super excited for this one. So make sure you guys like and sub. Become a member in the description. Oh, my voice just went out. Fuck Anthony Smith. Let's go, man. I'm hyped for this card. I can't wait to see Anthony Smith get flatline KO'd. I've been waiting for this. Let's go.